Hello, my name is swissbianco. In this video I will talk about UltraFire 501b, as I have it here in front of the camera in my hand. This one is a bit special flashlight because I put in a ultraviolet light drop-in. The UltraFire brand is in the flashlight market around since a couple of years. They make all kind of different flashlights. It's more in the medium quality range. The prices are really great, and the fit and finish of all the UltraFire flashlights that I had in my hand so far is pretty well. Basically it's a copy of the UltraFire design, the 6P. We see clearly the style of it as I open it up. So I remove the end cap. We see this part here is the regular clicky. We have some batteries, of course. Then we have two parts of the head. That is basically the body tube. And then we have the head with the ultraviolet LED drop-in. So that screws apart like this. And then we have the drop-in. So the basic design is a copy of the well-known UltraFire. As I say, it's pretty well made. They put on O-rings all over the places where it's needed. The threads are pretty good. The flashlight came completely dry. I did lube up the threads. That's usually what you need to do on it. That's nothing too bad. The blue color, the anodizing, is relatively well made. I did choose a blue color because I wanna see firsthand that this is the ultraviolet light. I have some of the same flashlight in black for as a backup or as an inexpensive user flashlight. I have to say, by this quality, by this price point, you better not count on the flashlight 100%. It's not absolute on top of the line, so especially the clicky, I'm not sure how long the clicky gonna last on this, but the rest should be pretty well. And there are spare clickies available for little money for the usual Chinese suppliers. So this is the front part, the bezel. It has a bit a crown on it. The lens is a cheap plastic lens, quite likely. Nothing expensive. It's screwed in from the inside. We see that silver ring there that hold the glass. Spare glasses, lenses, kind of front covers are available too, so spare parts that actually could break, like the rubber O-rings, the tail cap rubber, the clicky, and the glass are available, so that's not too much of a problem. Then they splitted the design. Sometimes that part is together, but they splitted it into two parts. So that's also looped up and has the O-rings. The body I did show. And then we have the clicky. The lanyard did not come with it, that I did do myself. So basically we have a simple clicky. Make sure the thread is the screw-in part is really tight there. Sometimes it loosens up. So a bit a Loctite will work there as well. And as it comes from the factory, that's some part that you always should check, that this part there is tight. You see the two holes. There a special pair of pliers goes in, so you can turn that like a knot to make sure it's attached. And on the back side of the clicky we have a hole for a lanyard. It came actually with a usual lanyard, a bit of cheap one of course, that goes into this tiny hole. It's just the usual design of a lanyard. I don't like it too much. I use my own style, so I did take that off. And then we have the clicky, the rubber cap of the clicky that I did change. Usually it's a black rubber piece. It's easy to change, and I did get me long time ago a bag of those glow-in-the-dark rubber clicky covers, so I put one of those in it. It fits pretty well. Again, that is not made for be completely watertight and waterproof and really hard use. For this little price you just can't accept this kind of quality. But the same drop-in would fit into a regular UltraFire 99% as well, so you could upgrade with the body, with the host easy. So what I did is to cut out the middle dimple there with a scissor, then it fits the clicky. And then basically you just take it apart. It's really simple, and you replace the rubber part with the black rubber part with the glow-in-the-dark. It glows in the dark pretty good. Yeah, the camera see that. It just doesn't stay very long on there. Of course, it's also a rather inexpensive made rubber part with a bit glow in the dark. They make it in black, in orange, and in glow in the dark minimum. That's what I saw. Also the rubber O-rings you could get in this colors, but there is no sense to have the O-rings in glow in the dark, because you don't see it anyhow. They are covered inside. So the most interesting part is basically the drop-in. There are different drop-ins available with UV light. This is just a basic one for retail, about $11 or $12. The host was about $9, just to give you a bit of price information. But it's actually pretty well, pretty strong. I did test it out, and more tests this summer will come outdoors. So I'm surprised how well it is. So we see the LED inside, the UV LED. Of course, they don't tell you any brand name or what it exactly it is inside there, but what they tell you is that it is 1 watt, 390, and then 390 to 450 nanometers, and yeah, that doesn't help you too much. But if you research the ultraviolet lights as I did, there are different spectrums of the wavelength basically for different application, and if you use that, say, only for Czech money currency, the paper money, then you need more towards one side of the spectrum. If you wanna use this for look for scorpions as a sample, different insects or stones or plants that basically reflect or glow in the dark as you use this UV light, then is a bit that goes a bit to a different spectrum. It's a relative complex matter, so it depends on what you wanna do. It's something unique. It's not like a regular white LED flashlight kind of thing. It needs a bit of research, and also I need to say about the safety. The UV light is harmful for your eyes if you light up anything that reflects, like a mirror or a window or even a white paper sheet. It reflects the light back to you. So there are safety glasses for about $10 too, that for sure could help you too. And this is really not for shine somebody in the eyes or yourself. And what I read about it is also, as we see that pretty soon, the UV light is invisible, but they mixed in kind of purplish, bluish color light. This basically that you actually see if the flashlight is on, because I think it's a pretty good feature, because if there would be only invisible light, you have no idea if that is burning, if the flashlight is on or not, and then maybe you look in front of the flashlight and then you have the problem. So that's pretty good. Here in the USA, where I live, we don't have any laws about such flashlights. If you are in Europe or other places, check the law. There is maybe some matters to watch. So I'm gonna quick put it back together as I reach around the camera here, that you see how that flashlight will work. First I'm gonna put on the tail cap. It's a simple Lego system. Then I put in the battery. No, we wait with that. About the safety, we wait with the battery. So basically then comes the middle piece. It only goes one way. You see how the UltraFire is written. We can screw that on, tighten it. Then the drop pin goes basically just right in. It is spring loaded on the back side, so as the front part, this part gets screwed on, it presses it in, and that basically makes the connection between the metal here and the metal inside the flashlight. The non-anodized part, the anodized part is not gonna transfer the electricity too well, so it needs to be raw aluminum, like the thread in the back side too. Now it's on together like this. Then we put in the battery. The plus comes in front. It's big enough for 18650. The LED, the drop-in, the Surefire style drop-in would work with that too. So we see it wiggles a bit. If you don't wanna have it like that, you can always put a bit of tape around it, that it fits a bit more snug, like the masking tape is really good. And then we put the back side on, and now we need to look where, if the clicky is on or not. So we see it's not on. Usually you light it on front, because I did click the clicky a bit, so maybe it would have to be on. So like that it is. Standard operation is basically like that, and there we see the UV light already a bit in front. Like that it is. So that purplish light that we saw, that just is a fraction, a really little fraction of the actual ultraviolet light that comes out of this drop-in. So don't be fooled about how little of a beam that there is coming out. That is again just that we see that the flashlight is actually on. So if you have items that reflect, sample is the Victorinox 111mm Stay Glow, so that glows into the dark. So for light up, you just do a little bit and then that lights up already really fast, really well. There are other items that you can light up like that reacts. Again, there is that's a big field that can be different plastics, different insects like scorpions, different plants, and even some rocks or landscaping material reflect and basically glow in the dark. And there are some videos on the YouTube that show you, say, as a sample the scorpion. And if you live in an area where they have the scorpions, it's absolute great to have such a flashlight, a strong one that you can see them really easy, because with a regular white flashlight you would not be able to see them that well. So pretty soon this summer down in Atlanta, where they have scorpions, I will test that out, and we will see. I may make a bit of video about that too. And yeah, one other more ugly matter, this UV flashlight you can also use for check out about blood and other body fluid stains. So say as a sample, if you go by a hotel room and you optically it looks maybe nice and clean, but if you check it out with this flashlight, with the UV flashlight, that the nanometer, the spectrum of the UV light works for such an application as best as possible, then you see how clean it really is, because you see with this you see everything. It reflects, it reacts. Again, remember, if the bed sheet is white, be careful about your eyes. Don't shine a half hour on that thing that it reflects to your eyes. Basically just have a look quick and finish. And again, they make safety glasses for that item too, and they are cheap. So this just as a warning. This is not for everybody, should be not for kids and all that. It's really a specialized use here in USA, where that is legal and free and no problem. And that's why I got this one. It's my third UV flashlight, yeah, third UV flashlight. The first was a small photon light. I'm not sure if they still make that. It's a small coin cell flashlight. That worked for some applications pretty well, mainly for the money. Then I had a cheap 5mm LED, one multi-LED from China, AAA battery, 3 pieces, the usual bad flashlight design. That I used mainly for cure some special glue. That's another application. And this is number 3, and so far by far the best, the strongest, and the nicest with that blue. Again, this is a drop-in. You can also change the drop-ins if you want to have a second drop-in with a white LED. You can easily interchange if you want to do that. I'm not gonna do it. I did choose the blue to see firsthand this is UV light and nothing else. I have enough other flashlights that have the white or green or red or whatever light, so this is gonna be blue for the UV light and finish. That much about the UltraFire 501b flashlight in a blue color with a ultraviolet drop-in.